It's TBISE, the best in sports entertainment. Just want to do a quick recap, man. This week 13, had a lot of good games. A lot of players stepped up and played well. A lot of upsets. Not really too many upsets, but some teams we thought were going to win ended up losing this week. So we'll start off with the Los Angeles Chargers went up to Atlanta and they beat the Falcons 17-13. Kirk Cousins had 245 yards. But this game right here, right? If you look at the Chargers, right, in their offensive attack, but they got a good young quarterback. They are like a sleeping team up in the AFC, man. They can be a problem, for a lot of teams up in the AFC.
They got defense.
Yeah, they currently sit at 8-4 and second in the AFC West, but they're right there in the thick of things. I mean, they got the Chiefs coming up this week, which would be a big test for them. But they got a good young quarterback. This team is poised to make a deep playoff run, in my opinion. I don't think nobody want to play, Justin Herbert and the guys up there, man.
But every time they play a big team, you would think they would be at their corner, and they hadn't done it yet. They just played a big team, last week before this game and lost? Who was it?
Last week?
Yes, before this game, who the Chargers played, and it was like...
The Ravens. The Ravens beat them.
Yes.
Yeah, so they beat the Ravens, but lost the Ravens.
But you got to beat the big teams to start coming into your own. But they are good. Chargers are very good. The Chargers got good defense. They have two great, phenomenal running backs. And Justin Herbert, he's growing into himself. But again, you have to beat the teams that matter to start making a difference. You can't, be having these good records, 8-4 and stuff like that. It gives you good looks on paper. You have to beat the teams that matter.
Yeah. And then the next game on the schedule, you had the Pittsburgh Steelers went up to Cincinnati, beat the Bengals 44-38, divisional game.
That was very high scoring from both teams.
Yeah.
I ain't seen Pittsburgh score 44 since got 1944.
Yeah, 44 points.
Russell Wilson threw for what he had 414 yards.
Yeah, 414.
414 yards. That's crazy.
He played fairly well, and also people were counting Russell out, really saying he was old. Seattle got rid of him, sent him on down there to the Broncos, and either the Broncos come to Pittsburgh. A lot of people were counting Russell Wilson out. It's good to see him perform. And for Cincinnati, playoff hopes dwindling down. They're not going to make the playoffs. I think that they're pretty much done this season. Time to regroup.
Did they ever give Chase that contract?
I don't know, but
if they didn't, I think they'd probably be sliding out that door this year.
Yeah, they're gonna probably lock them up, but they're currently sitting at 4-8. They're not gonna make it, especially with the Ravens and Pittsburgh still sitting atop of that division. So, needless to say, Cincinnati, you guys, playoff hopes are down the drain. Then you got Arizona Cardinals, went to Minnesota and ended up losing 23-22. Minnesota, man, I ain't gonna lie, Minnesota came alive with the second half of this game. They played. Arizona, I thought they was gonna win this game.
Yeah, me too.
You know what I mean? And your guy Kyler Murray, who you said was better than Jalen Hurts, ended up letting this game get past him. But they still sitting at number 2 in the NFC West behind the Seahawks.
Yeah, in front of the San Francisco 49ers.
Yeah, but they still not gonna make the playoffs. They still they gotta win a division to make the playoffs.
Because they're taking one team from that division.
Yeah, so they gotta win their division.
In Minnesota, I just don't believe in them either. They was looking sloppy too.
Yeah, but
I'm thinking most of the game they was horrible.
But good
So
team.
we're not gonna sit here and just make it like Minnesota is just this juggernaut. They can be beat.
I mean,
Sam Darnold is
they
looking
10-2
regular.
right now.
Yeah, they're 10-2. But who they playing?
I mean, they beat.
They playing 10 and who? Ain't nobody worried about no Minnesota Vikings out there.
Well, they beat the Packers.
That was a division game.
Yeah, but I'm saying
But division games could go either way. The teams know each other. They play each other year out, year in. But I'm talking about the way they played this game. Arizona gave the game away.
Yeah.
It wasn't lost. They gave the game away. In Minnesota.
Yeah, well, Minnesota is poised to win this NFC
Yes,
North.
yes, they are.
Sitting at 10-2. I think they're going to win. I think they're going to be a force to reckon with. Now
you think so?
Yeah, they're 10-2. Eagles 10-2, and the Lions are 10-1. They all playing for that number 1 spot for that bye week and that home field advantage. All right, next you got Indianapolis and New England Patriots. Both of these teams aren't making the playoffs. I mean, I don't see Indianapolis.
Good game though.
Yeah, good game, close game. The Colts is now sitting at 6-7. They're not going to make it. They're not going to do it. The Patriots haven't been the same since Tom Brady left. They're currently sitting at 3-10. They're not going to make the playoffs. This game was a fairly close game.
Jonathan Taylor for the Colts had almost 100 yards rushing off of 25 carries, though he was toting that rock.
Yeah, but it's a close game. They Colts win 25-24 in this game. So, I mean, both of these teams outside looking in. They do have some good young pieces on both teams, so we'll see what happens going on with them in the future. But the Patriots, man, I think they need a quarterback. So
they are horrible. They're 3-10.
Yeah, they're not playing very well. And it's difficult to win in this league. Next, you got the Seattle Seahawks. Went up to the New York Jets. The Jets have been a disappointment, signing Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers hurt last year, coming to play this year. Is not having a good season at all. Seattle wins this game 26-21. Geno Smith, 206 yards. The Giants, man, is over, man. They done too. They done. Aaron Rodgers.
You mean the Jets?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I apologize. The New York Jets are done. Aaron Rodgers. I see Aaron Rodgers, retiring after this season. I don't think he needs to steal any more money.
Yeah, he best to retire. Aaron got me upset. I did not look and see this for Aaron right here. It's like Aaron went out there and robbed them people for a couple dollars. That's all that was. He is not even into football mode. He does nothing when he was playing for Green Bay Packers. His mind is not. He's just out there. You overthrow the man last night. He had a wide over touchdown. I'm watching this part. You overthrow him and got a nerve and jump up and down like it's his fault. No, Aaron, you gotta check yourself. You out here, you making these as throws you could have made with your eyes closed 7, 8 years ago. So it's really, it's real when they say Father Time catches up to you. And some people was good and can fight against it, for a couple more years and, like Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Go get him a chip, but Aaron is not one of them. It's time for him to go ahead and make room for these youngsters that's trying to come out and, make the team better. Because the Jets was projected to be a great team with the offense and the defense that they have. And you place Aaron Rodgers, they're projected, okay, with these steps made, with these additions of acquiring these pieces, to this team, this current roster that they have right now in 2024, no way in the world are they supposed to be 3-9. And this is all falls on Aaron Rodgers' shoulders.
Yeah, the Jets, they travel to play the Miami Dolphins next week.
Another one.
And then the Seattle Seahawks got a divisional game, which would possibly determine the lead in their division. They go up to play the Cardinals next week. So
Seahawks looking pretty good though. Like they record not saying that it's 7-5, but they get out there and play.
Yeah, Geno Smith. I don't really believe in Geno Smith.
You don't like Geno?
I know. I like him. To be a good game manager because a good game manager meaning he can win. He can still win a Super Bowl being a game manager. But to the wow factor, he doesn't do that for me. I'll say that. Next, we got the Tennessee Titans. They got destroyed by the Washington Commanders.
I already told you about Will Levi.
42.
Well, they call him Will Levi, whatever his name. Man, I told you about him.
He had 212 yards passing, and they came up short up there at Washington. Commanders, won that game 42-19. The Commanders, even though they beat Tennessee, I don't believe in the Commanders, the Washington Commanders. In my opinion, I think that they have a lot.
They got a lot of grown pains.
Yeah, they got a rookie quarterback, so you can't really put too much pressure on the quarterback. He's a rookie, but he actually is playing well.
He's coming down to earth now. He started with a fire, a raving fire.
Yeah.
Now that fire is being extinguished from defenses around the league because they're looking at the things that he's prone to do and the things that he don't like to do. They're looking at his comfortability and his vulnerabilities, and they're keying in on that. And next year is going to be even more so. So now it's all on to Jaden Daniels and how he adjusted this and how he countered these moves that these defensive coordinators are going to throw at his way every game.
But he's still sitting here. They still 8-5, second in the division behind the Eagles, who are 10-2, and they travel to play the Saints next week. And then they have a big showdown with the Eagles the following week. But I see them going to New Orleans and actually winning that game and beating the Saints. They have a better team, in my opinion. So I like the Commanders. I think they are a good team. Possibly can make a a playoff run. I don't know if they're gonna win a game. They probably will make the playoffs, but they probably won't go any further than making the playoffs, in my opinion. Then you got the Houston Texans and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Texans won 23-20. Texans don't really. I mean, Stroud played well last year. I mean, he's playing pretty good this year. But for me, I don't know if he's,
the success he had as a rookie.
Yeah, it's sophomore woes.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it a slump. He was 22 of 34, 242 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions.
Yeah,
that's a solid game from a second-year starter. Yeah. That's really, that's decent. You can't really ask for much more.
Yeah.
Did you see how they knocked out Lawrence though?
Yeah, that was terrible, man.
He was on the floor asleep.
I saw it. Didn't that happen to you when we was kids?
I think I might have did once or twice or something like that.
But I think it was a punch though. I don't know if it was.
No, I don't know if it was a punch. Man, yo, that man was out there sleep. I'm talking about the play. They over there rumbling. They fighting because of the illegal hit that the defender put on Trevor Lawrence, and he doesn't even know none of this is going on. He woke up and asked for burgers and fries like he was at a restaurant. Like you're in the middle of a field. Like, and that's why they probably ejected this player that did this. It was malicious. He headhunted. This is what you call headhunting. Like he was out of pocket for that. If he'd have knocked out my precious quarterback like that, they'd had to lock me up. I'd have jumped on that field, man. That was crazy right there.
That was hurt.
The man threw himself. He gave himself to the mercy. He's down. You see him sliding feet first. It wasn't a trick or nothing. He was literally on his tush. He was sliding on his tush, and the man still delivered a KO blow. That was out of pocket.
Yeah. I mean,
that was crazy watching that game. I'm sitting there like, wow. Come on, man.
Concussion, please. I mean,
get me out of here. He woke up and said burgers and fries. It's Sunday.
Woke up and said, don't play with matches.
Yeah, man. Because they burn.
Yeah, man. Yo, Trevor Lawrence, man, get well, man. We'd like to see you come back, man.
That man had 40. Listen, he had 41 yards. He took that man out the game. And I'm not laughing at the unfortunate, incident that he took, because nobody want to see nobody hurt out there. This is all for entertainment. It's a sport, and it's to entertain the public, the citizens such as myself. But when I sit here and laugh, I laugh at just the knowing everybody is cool now in hindsight, and I laugh because he was out, and the man delivered him a blow like that. Why? Y'all already was up. It's not like y'all was down and y'all was getting embarrassed. Like high heads like that, man, you got to watch, man. You got to watch him. He went out there and knocked that man out, man.
Yeah,
that wasn't cool, man.
He lined him up, man. Yeah, so that was, I agree that was like a malicious hit. So, but Lawrence, get better, man.
Get well, man.
The burgers and fries.
I got some burgers and fries when you come around, man. Don't even trip.
All right, so next game, man, you got you had the Los Angeles Rams travel to play the New Orleans Saints. Rams win this game.
The horrible New Orleans Saints, 4-8.
Yeah, the Rams win this game 21-14. Derek Carr, 184 yards. I mean, the Rams still got some life, man. I think, in that division, because that division is terrible, man. They're currently second in the division. They still got the Cardinals and the Seahawks not really playing that much better than them. And they travel to play the Buffalo Bills next week. No, I'm sorry. They host the Bills.
Yeah.
They host the Bills. And they bring in, Josh Allen and the gang.
Rough buff and hard white.
So I think this is going to be a L on a.
It's going to be a. Listen. It's going to be an L for them.
Yeah, I see. Josh Allen, putting up big numbers against that defense, like the Eagles did a few weeks ago. So New Orleans. I mean, I don't know if they did. Kamara did have over 100 yards rushing. So they have some
23 carries for $112. Okay, that's cool.
Derek Carr is not. Derek Carr is not a. How should I say? He's not a quarterback that you can rely on to get you to the playoffs.
But he started off the first 3 games of the season on fire.
Yeah, but he's a front runner. In my opinion, he'll give you a couple games.
Right.
And then once the defense is keying on him, he turns into who he really is. So
some silly putty.
Yeah. Tampa Bay ended up, getting the win late against the Panthers. Tampa Bay versus the Panthers. This game was actually really close going down. I actually thought the Panthers was going to win this.
Another division game.
Yeah, it was. The Panthers had the lead. Man, this is
Bryce Young.
Sometimes teams they don't know how to win, but they know how to lose.
Same thing with Arizona.
Yeah, they know how to lose the game. Like, how do you got? Oh man, I just feel bad for that team. All of the quarterback woes and things.
But it wasn't even the quarterback; it was the running back that fumbled the ball at the end of the game.
Yeah,
you hold this ball. If you hold this ball and get a first down, that you can dwindle this clock away and you win. Yeah. You get taught this in practice. You get taught hold the rock, especially when you only have seconds, minutes left to go. The game is tied. Mm-hmm. The game is tied. You're like, come on, you fumble the ball right there. They kick a field goal. Game over. Yeah. Like that's a bad loss. That's a loss that you'll probably be simmering about 3 games down the line. And you done lost another game because you keep thinking about this game you should have won. For real.
Yeah, so Tampa Bay, they currently sitting at 6-6, second in their division, right behind the Atlanta Falcons. Falcons probably going to, make,
Adam Thielen was out there playing lights out last night too for Carolina.
Yeah, he played.
Yeah, he had a phenomenal catch in the second quarter.
Yeah. I'm
talking about over defender, his body contorted one way. I think he caught it with his foot. Like, I think his toes came out of his foot and caught it was phenomenal.
Yeah, the Buccaneers, man, I don't see Baker Mayfield, in my opinion. Baker, you are a good game manager. Doesn't mean that you are going to, that you can't win a Super Bowl. But for me, just the eye test doesn't show that you have the ability to win the big game.
I agree.
I don't think you have the ability to win the big game, but that's why
I know you ain't got the ability to win the big game.
But he did beat the Eagles this year.
But that's what he do. One thing about it, you got the Eagles number, but you ain't going beating them boys, Patrick Mahomes and Hard White and them.
They beat the Chiefs this year too. I'm sorry, no. Sorry, they lost.
That was Buffalo that beat the Chiefs.
Yeah, they beat they beat the Eagles.
Yeah, they always beat the Eagles last year in the playoffs.
Yeah, so they beat the Eagles. They do got some notable. That's the biggest win on their resume, I believe, this year. So, but we'll see what happens. And then Kansas City went to destroy them. But Baker Mayfield, I don't know if you're going to, I don't know. I mean, you guys have an opportunity to win the division and make it in the playoffs. I ain't gonna lie, I'm kind of, afraid. Not afraid. I don't know. They always play the Eagles fairly well.
I think we'll run them over right now.
Right now?
They ain't played this team right here.
Okay.
They ain't played this boy saying quitting and all them back here. Yeah, come on, Mike Evans. Come on, Goodwin. You guys have committed crimes and you need to go to the precinct. And we got San Quentin for you to go to. So come on there and act crazy if y'all want to and go to these playoffs if y'all want. It will be some people with rusted during that time.
But then you got, we move on. Move on into the Eagles and Baltimore, which was, their, primetime game, 425 game, whereas the Eagles went up to Baltimore about an hour away from Philadelphia, went up there, put hands and feet on.
To show who the big dog running back is.
Yeah, Saquon
MVP candidate, strong candidate.
Yeah, Saquon up there won the.
And show why he was in.
Yeah, and the biggest play that I saw was the tackle on Derrick Henry. We spoke about that earlier, but that tackle that was major.
From Deshaun Cooper. You picked that man up and you slammed that man down
Cooper
2 feet. Excuse me, Cooper DeJean. Mm-hmm. How you slammed that man down 2 feet into the turf. Oh, you was playing like a grown man. Open field tackle, no help. So that big old man, that man about what, 6'3"? 200?
6'2".
6'2"?
Yeah, about 250 pounds.
250, man. I'm talking about all massive. Man, and you stand there and you take him on head-on solo tackle and drive him back into the turf. That was a statement, man, to let you know that we winning this game.
And we spoke about this as well. San Francisco went up to Buffalo and played in that snow. You know what I'm saying? And they couldn't get it done. They ended up losing 35-10, which is a blowout. Not very much to say about San Fran other than that. They still have a chance in that division. Their division is terrible. But, if you look at their schedule, their next 4 or 5 games, they have 5 games remaining. Chicago Bears, Rams, divisional game, Dolphins, Lions, and another divisional game with the Cardinals. So it's pretty much over for San Fran, in my opinion. They can't afford to lose any more games. I don't know. That division is tight, so they got to win.
Yeah, San Fran better not lose another game. It's over with for them now.
Well, they got the Lions coming. They got the Lions coming into San Fran. The Lions coming.
I don't know how they gonna handle that.
Yeah.
That might go ahead and put the nail in their coffin this year.
Yeah, they got the Lions, and they got two divisional games. They got the Rams and the Cardinals. So see what happens, man. So that's our Week 13 recap. Anything else you want to add, man?
Y'all see them Eagles, man. Birds of prey. I told you about this a long time. They are apex predators. I know you guys now are finally starting to wake up and be like, man, this guy had, a point a couple weeks ago about that apex predator thing. This is what you call an apex predator at the top of the food chain. And you will continue to see it until the end of this season. That's it.
It's TBISE, the best in sports entertainment.
If you need help with the groceries, help with the laundry, someone to do light housekeeping and cleaning, around-the-clock care, call Mecca Care, LLC. We are concerned about your care. We are concerned about the care for your loved one. Please allow us to help. I look forward to hearing from you. Call us today, 215-644-8341. That's 215-644-8341.